under an agreement the two countries signed this week. Doubts about the plan have been growing among refugees and in the United Nations. Bangladesh Refugee and Repatriation Commissioner for Cox's Bazar, Muhammad Abul Kalam, said Myanmar still had something to do to ensure the safety of the refugees upon their return. He said the Bangladesh side had yet to complete paperwork on those who would be repatriated and transit centers have yet to be set up. Over 655,500 Muslim Rohingya fled to Bangladesh after the Myanmar military cracked down in the northern part of Rakhine on August 25th. The United Nations described the operation as ethnic cleansing of the Rohingya.
About 350 residents in Tokyo took part in an evacuation drill, which is a first for the Japanese capital, to prepare for the launch of a North Korean missile towards the country.
About 100 participants gathered at an amusement park where some were instructed to ride the park's attractions until an announcement warned them of an impending missile attack. Others evacuated to the nearby subway station after hearing a siren set off. Many of the participants said it helped them know how to do it in the eventuality that a missile flew by, but some residents protested the drills, condemning what they describe as fear-mongering by the authorities. Several towns across Japan conducted similar drills in the past months after North Korea fired 2 missiles over the nation in 2017, with Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe calling it a national crisis. A North Korean delegation arrived at Seoul train station to inspect performance venues in Seoul on the second day of their visit to the south in preparation for art performances at the Pyeongchang Olympics. The delegation, led by the head of North Korea's Samjeon Orchestra, Hyun Song-wol, is scheduled to visit several art venues including Jangchung Arena National Theatre of Korea and will return to the north later on Monday. About 50 protesters rallied against the visit in front of the train station and burned a banner bearing photos of North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. They had been scheduled to visit on Saturday to check venues for performances by a 140-strong troop at the Olympics, but they cancelled just before the visit with no explanation. Officials from the two Koreas used a cross-border hotline to reschedule the visit. The Indian Olympic Committee (IOC) said on Saturday that in a diplomatic breakthrough after a year of escalating tensions over the North's nuclear and missile program, the North will send 22 athletes to the Winter Games and compete in 3 sports and 5 disciplines.
King Abdullah of Jordan urges the United States to respect Jerusalem's historical status quo and called on Washington to get back on the right track in order to help push forward the Israeli-Palestinian peace process.
The king was holding talks with visiting U.S. Vice President Mike Pence, who was on the second leg of his Middle East tour. King Abdullah voiced concern over the U.S. recognition of Jerusalem as Israel's capital, saying that Jerusalem is key to Muslims and Christians, as it is also to Jews. He added that it is also key to peace and stability in the Middle East and key to helping eradicate extremism in the region. The king said Jordan insists that East Jerusalem must be the capital of a future Palestinian state. He then called on the U.S. to respect relevant UN resolutions and Arab peace initiatives regarding the settlement of the Israel-Palestinian conflict. He expressed hope that the U.S. could make the right decision on this issue. Jordan is the custodian of the Muslim holy sites in Jerusalem. East Jerusalem is a predominantly Palestinian territory which Israel seized from Jordan in the 1967 Middle East War and annexed shortly later. The annexation was never recognized by the international community. The Palestinians want East Jerusalem as the capital of their future independent state, while Israel wants an integral Jerusalem to be its eternal capital. Under the previous Israeli-Palestinian peace accord, the status of Jerusalem should be determined through the final status talks between Israel and the Palestinians. All countries have so far located their embassies in Tel Aviv in order to advance the Israeli-Palestinian peace process. In December, US President Donald Trump recognized Jerusalem as the capital of Israel and decided to move the US Embassy in Israel from Tel Aviv to the disputed city. Pence's trip is the highest-level visit by a US official to the region since Trump made his declaration on Jerusalem. In addition to Jerusalem's status, King Abdullah also expressed concern over the recent US decision to cut aid to the Palestinians, saying the move could prove catastrophic for millions of people in need. The pair also exchanged views on counter-terrorism in the region and Syria's situation. The two attended a working lunch after holding the talks. Pence traveled to Egypt before landing in Jordan, and he is scheduled for a visit to Israel in the coming 2 days.
In sports, we have Watford sack manager Marco Silva after a poor run of recent results.
The Premier League club announced in a statement on its website that it was a difficult decision to sack Marco Silva. Watford said the club is convinced the appointment of Silva was the right one, and had it not been for the unwarranted approach by a Premier League rival for his services, the club would have continued to prosper under his leadership. According to the statement, the catalyst for the decision is that unwarranted approach, something which the board believes has seen a significant deterioration in both focus and results to the point where the long-term future of Watford has been jeopardized. British media reported that Everton had approached Portugal's Silva in their quest to replace
office winner in North America over the weekend.
According to box office website Box Office Pro, Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle took in an estimated $20 million from January 19 to 21.
You serious?
Newcomer 12 Strong, starring Chris Hemsworth, was predicted to come in third by earning an estimated $12 million, but it secured the number 2 spot with a strong $16.5 million in the weekend ticket sales.
Been handed the most important mission in the free world.
Most important thing, keep your finger off the trigger at all times.
According to Box Office Pro, STX's Den of Thieves was not even expected to enter the top 5 films for the weekend. But the patriotic storyline appealed to viewers, and the film took in an estimated $15.3 million in sales.
Most highly classified document.
The showings by 12 Strong and Den of Thieves pushed The Post, starring Meryl Streep and Tom Hanks, from its expected number 2 spot for the weekend down to 4th place at $12.1 million.
It's just government secrets.
And rounding out the top 5 was The Greatest Showman, which took in an estimated $11 million for the weekend.
You gave us a real family. Have you no shame?
Father, the world is changing.
And that's all we have for this hour. Thank you for watching. Wish you all a very pleasant day ahead.